Yesterday we discussed about reflection, which is also called introspection, and is used to get metadata of a class. Today we'll see another example on the same topic. For example, I have a class called demo. I have another class called sample. I have interface. I have enum. I have another interface. I have one class. Yes, these all are available in one program. Now I would like to get this list of elements created in a program. List of elements created in a program. So for that I write assembly A is equal to assembly dot get executing assembly. Yes. Now you can say type array T equal to A dot get type for each type T in console dot write line T. If I my code, you'll get your list of elements in your program. Yes, all the elements. But the problem is what is what in this? We are unable to differentiate them. So to do this process, now we are going to segregate them. So we write if tt dot is class, then I say tt concatenate square bracket में write class only for understanding and saying. Now only classes will be accessed. Only classes, 4 classes. I want to even access interfaces. If tt dot is interface, then same thing, copy and paste here. Change class to interface. Control F. Yes, 2 interfaces, 4 classes. We even have some enums in it. If tt dot is enum, then remove class and write enum. Control F. Yes, so now we have 4 classes, 2 interfaces, 1 enum. That is how you can access your information of what elements available in your program. Elements, whatever might be the list of elements you have, the complete list is available for your accessing. Now let's see how to create different ways, or what are the different ways of creating an instance of a class. That part we'll see. Okay, so I create one class demo. In this I'll write constructor console.writeLine from parameterless constructor. Okay, same thing. Static demo. Here I write console.writeLine from static constructor. 2 things I wantedly added. Even I'm going to add one method by name called show dependent on object console.writeLine from show method. Now, now actually, demo D equals new demo. This is one technique that we are aware of. One technique. And second technique, even we are aware, dd equals to d, assigning instance of a class to object of same class. These two techniques we know. Now by using D, the way code will work exactly same way it works when you say DD. Apart from these two techniques, we have another approach, that is through activator class. So you can say using what you call activator class. So first you can type T equal to type of demo. Output is demo now. Then demo D equals to typecast demo activator class dot create instance T D dot show. Only show method you call, constructors automatically gets executed. First static, then parameterless, then method. Three messages. Yes, from static constructor, parameterless constructor, from show method. Important thing in this total coding part is this method, create instance. What create instance will do? It will create an instance of class called demo, and create instance always return object type data. Hence, we went with explicit typecasting. Explicit typecasting. That's it. Okay. Next part. And that part is about C. I create a class called demo. Again, I create a class called demo. This is error because I already said that you cannot have two or more classes with same name by default. Two classes cannot have a same name. Even if you try, that would be a compile time error saying that so and so name already exists. For that reason, we have now mentioned we have to specify two unique class names. So I tried providing demo for twice. That is already giving us error. Hence the rule now is so now what did you do? We provided two classes with same name and we found already error. So rule now. And the rule is in order to have two or more classes with the same name, compulsory those classes should be marked as what? Partial. So here I should make this class as partial. I should make this class also as partial. Now error record. Now in general, I can take an example where I'm trying to develop an application for bank. One partial class will have customer information. One more partial class having same name contains accounts information. One more partial class having same name will contain transactions information. So on, we can have class. Now, when you create multiple parts, when you create a partial class which having same name, one instance is enough. You don't create multiple instances. One instance will access all partial classes. One instance will access what? All partial classes. Just you have to say bank B equals to new bank. Over. Now that B will access your first partial class, second partial class, whatever might be the list of classes you have of that name, everywhere it will allow you to access. An interesting thing is, for example, if I create one class called test, normal class, and I make this bank class as a child class of that class, I made. So I said that this bank class is a child class of what? Test class, which automatically means that this partial class also becomes a child class of test. Rather, you can say, even if I have 10 child classes, all 10 child classes becomes a child class of what? Test class. But we don't need to write the test class to every partial class as I have written for second partial class. Now, another important thing is whenever we create a partial class, I'm not saying like it works only for classes. Even I can have partial interfaces. Just will try partial interface IA1. Yes, same way. Partial interface IA1. Yes, it's working. Now I create structure partial structure S1 partial structure S2. Yes. So it means partial not only works for classes, even it works with structures and interfaces as well. That's simple topic. So remember always from today, whenever you find a program containing a partial class, you have to understand that somewhere in the same project, somewhere in the same application, you 100% have one more class with same name. That's it. Exactly same way. Another important part of this topic is partial methods. How would you create? Go on top. Class demo. Normal class. Partial class sample. Okay, this is one more class I created. Now what I do, in normal class, I create public partial void show. What did you create is partial method you created, and it is showing error. First rule about partial method, and that rule is a partial method must be declared within a partial class. So demo is a normal class. Hence, you cannot create partial method. So I better convert this class itself as okay. Now where is partial method? In partial class. But in spite of that, still is giving error. Now we'll find what are the other error. Rule. Partial methods cannot have access modifier. Yes, here it is. Partial method cannot have access modifiers. Public, private, protected, internal, protected, all are errors. So I remove access modifier. Okay, put your cursor. Now it says no defining declaration found, which means partial method should compulsory have signature. Error is gone. From show of class demo. From show of what? Class demo. Of class demo. Yes. So compulsory, what is the other rule now? For partial classes, signature is required. Declaration is required. Without declaration, partial method will not work. Now it doesn't matter that signature and body, both of them are in the same class. It depends on you. You can put signature in one class and body in another class. That way also it is fine. That is partial method, having both the things in it, signature and method. And rule is partial method cannot be static. Try error. Yes. Okay. Now both you try. Both you put static, signature and body, both of them. Then fine. But only creating static to body, not allowed. Not allowed. Now, and one more thing also I'll show you. I wanted to get public so that I can make you read complete error. Read now. A partial method cannot have access modifiers. Fine. And it cannot be virtual. It cannot be abstract. It cannot be override. It cannot be new. It cannot be sealed. These all are restricted for what partial method? You cannot have them. That's it. This is also one small topic. Okay. Now we are going to discuss a topic that which you call as generics and collection. Next topic. Generics and collection. We know about generic data type in C sharp, that is object. Now we are talking about how to make use of. Before going to generics, I'll do one thing. One more small topic is there. Just it's only for knowledge purpose. Its application I'll cover in collection. Why do we go for it? Simple topic. Let me explain. For example, if I want to declare integer variable, first comes data type, then variable, then value. It means data type will explain compiler that A is a variable of integer type. Data type will explain. And in any of the values that you're planning to store, data type becomes important. Data type becomes compulsory for any of the cases, whether integer or it is float or it is character or boolean or double, short, long, for any data type, for any type of value you want to store, first priority is given to data type. Data type, variable, value. Right? And another interesting thing of this topic is, for example, if I take another data type, as I said, for example, double b equals 9.3, boolean c equals true, character n equals a. Yes, I took now four variables, four. And in all these four variables, we have data types created. Console.writeLine A concatenate B concatenate C concatenate N. Yes. Now if I run my code, normal. There is no logic, nothing. I have assigned values. I have printed them. But importance in this example is data type. Data type. And I gave example for local. I can have fields also. Fields. In class, I can create fields also with data type. But now what I'm saying today, instead of giving data types, I just give variables. Only variables I give. Now you find A, B, C, N, all are errors because now compiler is not identifying what is A, B, C, N. Earlier data type used to make it understand, but currently no. Without data type you cannot create a variable, and without variable you cannot put your value. It means to store value, both the things are important. Which both things are important? Data type is important, variable is also important. How did I link now? Without data type, variable is not created. Without variable, value is not stored. Both the cases. But now what I did in the current scenario, I just created variables. Data type I haven't mentioned. But simple point to understand is, hmm, even though what? Hmm, even though what? Without data types, all variables are errors, I said. But now the other point what I'm saying is, when I don't provide data types, still as a programmer, as a C sharp developer, you can understand what those values are being stored in variables. There are no data types, fine, that is agreed, no data types. But by values, can you identify or not? You can identify 19 integer, 9.3 double, true, boolean, a character. Not necessary always data type should explain compiler. Now here value will make compiler understand. Who will make? Value. Value will make compiler understand. But now as value is taking responsibility of making compiler understand that so and so variable should act as integer, so and so variable should act as double. So who will make it represent? here comes a point. C sharp introduces a keyword called var, var, which is called in C sharp type inference. You should not use a word called var. Should not make a habit of saying var. It is best to call it as what? Type inference. So in type inference, you can create you can create what? Only local variables. Only local variables. Inside a method they were. Inside a method they were. Type inference. Even you can't, if I say a equal a plus 10, I'm just trying to make changes. 19 I give, 10 I'm adding. Now let's see a value should be 19 plus 10. First value 29. Now 19. Yes. And rule for type inference, you cannot write like this. This doesn't work at all. Whereas S equal to C sharp. Error it is. Then what's the rule? For type inference, the rule is declaration of variable and initialization of value should be done at a time, should be done simultaneously. And another rule of type inference is type inference even doesn't work. Type inference does not work for what? It doesn't work for arrays. You can access array with type inference, but you cannot create array of type inference. That is not allowed. So type inference cannot be used for fields. Type inference cannot be, what else I said? Cannot be used with fields. Cannot be used as parameters. These are all limitations of type inference. So what is your today's assignment is a small topic. It is assignment is what you people have to do is there is one data type.